which has happened mainly coming from.
Good. Angad, thank you very much for being here today. Last time I had the opportunity to interview you, we were in Mumbai. It was 18 months ago. Today we are here in Saint Moritz, Switzerland, at the Chairman's Retreat, and I'm delighted to have you here. You just participated in a very interesting session about living, about the resi market, and you had some great insights there. You could do some comparison with different markets, and I would like to ask you, what are the key takeaways from this session?
Thank you, Gustavo. It was my pleasure to be here and in this beautiful place and this environment. Nothing better than to have an engaging conversation with some of the best veterans across the industry. We had some interesting conversations from people in from US, Copenhagen, Poland, Switzerland itself, Europe, and me thinking from India. And broadly putting it, everybody believed one thing, that residential or a living asset is the era today where demand is outstripping the supply. Everybody is trying to think how they can make a student accommodation or a senior living or a returnaround of an existing asset or a new asset for affordable number to be able to cater to the masses which require it immediately in terms of asset class, but yet everybody is having their own struggles leading to either the approvals, the cost of capital, the turnaround time, the subsidies not being available, the cost of construction going on, the turnaround time, and geopolitical things about everybody sorts of convergence.
So the whole room was complaining about the same thing. Am I right?
Yes.
So even though they were in different countries,
Absolutely,
different
absolutely.
continents even,
Yes.
and it's the same problem.
Same problem. So what we are looking at APAC, Asia, India, and what they are sitting in a very mature developed market in US and Europe. And the genesis are underlying into the government giving the licenses to turn it around, the approvals, and if subsidies come in and they're taken away, the cost of capital to be able to do affordable housing, all the businessmen, all the developers wanting to build real estate as an asset class, but yet having the struggles to do it and only wanting the freedom and the seamless way to do it, so that ultimately, apart from it being a business, the overall cause of giving a home to the end user is what everybody is trying to achieve.
Very interesting, very interesting. And when you compare, you are very active in India, but you also have business in Dubai, which is a very interesting region as well. How do you compare the same situation in that specific market?
I think today, for the 2 decades, Dubai, which the vision was built in terms of creating an international infrastructure ahead of its time, quality assets, one of the best sort of buildings and residential projects which have come up over there, was an investment product, and post-COVID has suddenly been flooded with people coming in from Russia to Africa to Europe, from India, and flushing to buy it out, and it's an all sold out market for the predominant reason it is today the safest place to live. Despite people from all regions coexisting, safety, the microenvironment, the inclusive living, a good quality asset, good infrastructure is where people are coming to live. And for a real estate developer, it's a golden opportunity that if you're having the best capitalists coming in from all over the world to make their home in the Middle East, in the safest environment, in the safest and most connected area of the world, wherein today Emirates is leading by the front in the aviation, and door to door it caters to almost all parts of the world. It is equidistant to all with a favorable climate today in terms of how it is turned around in total nature of the assets which are built, which are very well planned. I think it's an example to the world.
Very interesting. I have personally been there for over 20 days a few months ago, and I could see exactly what you're describing. It's not just Dubai, but Abu Dhabi as well. We noticed that they are very serious when they mean they want to be the capital of the capital. They are doing a very serious job. and the amount of money floating to the region is outstanding, I would say. And that's why we decided to open an office there, of course. And we have been talking since that time.
Excellent
And
choice. And
you suggested to do that as well.
I would not only say it's a choice, I'm saying it has to be a choice because there is no other alternative to it. From the top crypto people, as what we are seeing a change in that, to the top AI experts, to the top business houses, to the top capitalists from all over the world looking to have a housing in terms of a safe environment, to Europeans, where Abu Dhabi is offering excellent beachfront and open living spaces built on the European lifestyle based on an American infrastructure with a quality of living of having the best of the best brands from all over the world, from hospitality to F&B to retail to schools, and from NYU opening in Abu Dhabi is just
even health. I saw the Cleveland Hospital in Abu Dhabi. I was shocked with the quality they have built at hospital as well. Even health, I would say that's state of the art.
So I think UAE, the next decade is the golden decade for UAE as a whole. The all 7 Emirates together in terms of the way they are planning, the way they are coexisting, the way it is attracting people, and people is what makes real estate. And what we have seen on the other side as getting lands over there very clean and clear with a turnaround time of 60 days to go live with the project. Wherein over here we are hearing about people getting 1 year to 3 years in terms of getting a go-ahead to do the buildings and the intensive costs which are coming here and reeling over there with the laborers coming in from all the developing parts of Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, contributing to make real estate. I think it's leading from the front and sending a very strong message out to the world to say that we are there coexisting as a nation, giving safety for anybody coming there with quality assets that's leading to growth, with a micro environment which is creative, where I personally believe is the finest over there today to be living a life in terms of if you have healthcare and you have education and you have the best class assets being built, and an opportunity that is going to have a decade of golden growth. It's going to grow year on year with no cap on your rentals and no schemes of chock-a-blocking development. I think it's a runway.
Absolutely. And what you said when you were explaining the business environment over there, that you get approvals in such a fast pace, and especially comparing with Europe and other markets, probably comes back to the first topic that we discussed. That explains the shortage of houses everywhere. Is one of the reasons, because we see governments that are very slow, that don't help the supply of houses. And when you see prices up, the first thing they do is they will create rules to cap prices and disincentivize developers. That's my personal opinion.
Wherein people are roadblocking immigration. The ruler of Dubai is wanting to double its population in the decade, is welcoming people from all over the world, granting residencies, granting golden visas, granting you access. New homes are being built, new assets are being built, new infrastructure is being built, and there is no roadblock, there is no bureaucracy. It is being given a clean slate for development. And if the same thing was being done in home countries from every country all over the world,
Correct.
in terms of the political problems and the other issues, I think this phenomenon which is happening in UAE would not be accelerated the way it has been accelerated. Sending a message that, and thinking out loud that, as GRI member, we are always talking about how to work towards either bringing cost of capital down or looking at how new products are coming in, and we're talking about inflation, and we are talking about living, we're talking about data centers and all asset classes. But fundamentally, where I think as members and as a body, where the core we should be all thinking is that our body should be looking in terms of creating an autonomous situation wherein we are just providing housing, affordable, subsidized, not layered with VATs, 28% taxes all loaded onto the cost of the customers. Interest rates going up, leading it to, again, customers. And it's a commodity like FMCG today. everybody wants to own a home. Post-COVID, when everybody's talking in senior living, they had to rush back because there were shared bathrooms to not being able to pay their EMIs of rentals. But if everybody's built that one asset for themselves, it's their nest. To build that nest, governments, bodies, industries need to promote it, whereas it's being roadblocked. And there we see UAE opening up the portfolio of development and taking everyone's creme de la creme with the infrastructure. And it shows what is happening in the rest of the world and how this is being set as an example that if you are just able to bring the three fundamental things, safety, a good environment, a good home at the right pricing, which today the entire UAE you are able to get it at, you are able to create an ecosystem. And the ecosystem is what creates the value, which creates growth, which creates your GDP, which creates your economy. So we're all trying to do that purpose of, personally at BCD, we have multiple asset classes for senior living to student housing. We launched India's first stressed asset fund, which basically was turning around stuck projects. But that's as much we can do as an individual real estate developer. All of us as a community combined and globally becoming sync in terms of the same problem for everybody, that is housing. I think we can create a movement.
What has happened in the